Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got a lovely level 6 Kabuterimon, no wait, HerculesKabuterimon, that we need to take a little bit of a look at. And as a player who's been having a lot of fun playing green lately, this looks like the kind of card I can have a lot of fun playing with. Though I should say shout out to the lovely folks at DigimonCard.dev for hooking me up with a translation. Also lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming for the whole translation thing. So what do we have? Well, if we start off looking at the basis, we've got a 12 cost to play normally, 4 cost to Digivolve, 12,000 power, which is one more than we would expect across the board. Slightly more expensive to play, slightly more expensive to Digivolve, slightly more powerful. All in all, none too bad. But we have a couple of skills. When your Digimon, once per turn, with Insectoid or Ancient Insectoid in its type, deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, you may unsuspend this Digimon. Yes. Love it. Now, okay, it's only once per turn, so you only get 2 uses, but this is where the slightly higher than average power comes in really handy, because your average level 6 has 11,000 power. What that means is, when you attack the stack blindly, you're only going down if you hit an above average level 6, or you hit a level 7. Now, obviously, some decks this will be more likely to happen than others, so you need to be able to judge the deck you're playing against, etc., etc., as is always the case, incidentally. But the deal here is you attack into the stack, hopefully survive, then one of your Digimon with Insectoid or Ancient Insectoid in its type deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, you get to unsuspend it and do the whole thing again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my point here. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, and we're seeing this with an awful lot of Digimon in EX-01. It really is one of the things about the set. It is giving particular traits, etc., an advantage. So then the question becomes, well, alright, what do we need to do? Who do we need to Digivolve from? What are our options? And frankly, there are a bunch of them. To the point I'm not going to go through every one because there are too many, but I am going to shout out a few which I think are particularly highly played or good. So, for instance, the Tentamon, the level 3 from BT1. When you attack, you rest one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 power or less. That seems like one that can be quite a bit of fun. And then the Tentamon that came around in the starter deck, that when you play it, you look at the top card of your deck, and if it is a green Digimon card, you add it to your hand. It's not guaranteed, but a lot of the time, that's basically just going to mean you draw a card, and drawing a card is good, extra draw power is good, we are very happy. While we are talking about the green starter deck, the Kabuterimon from there is a 1 cost to Digivolve level 4 blocker. Clearly something which is pretty good. And then we got the Roachmon from BT4, which is a 3 cost to play normally. Level 4. Very cheap for a level 4 when you're hard casting it, not Digivolving it. So that seems like something which is going to be popping up, frankly, all over the place, which is pretty gosh darn good. And then, of course, we should mention the Digimon with piercing. Because, of course, if Digimon have got piercing, that means that you can essentially attack with your piercing Digimon, delete a Digimon in battle, and hopefully survive. You should know. Like, don't attack a Digimon that's going to delete you. That defeats the object of this card. And then you perform a security check. And then you get to attack with this new HerculesKabuterimon again. And we've actually got a bunch of options when it comes to piercing. Now, they're all level 6s, but they're pretty good. Now, obviously, we've got the HerculesKabuterimon from BT1. It's got piercing, and at the end of your attack twice per turn, you can unsuspend it by decreasing your memory by 3. Yes, HerculesKabuterimon likes to unsuspend. It's one of its things, apparently, and I don't think we should judge it too harshly for it. Whatever makes it happy, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever makes it happy. And then, of course, we've got the HerculesKabuterimon from the starter deck, which has Piercing and Digiburst 2 to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. And that one has seen a fair amount of play here and there. So it's one we can get a little bit excited about. We've got the HerculesKabuterimon from BT1, which has got piercing, and on your turn you have an extra 4,000 power. So not only do you delete a Digimon, but you then get to go ahead and attack the stack because of piercing, and you'll have 15,000 power. So the chances of surviving when you attack the stack are much, much greater. And then you got Bancho Stingmon that's got piercing, and though it's only got 9,000 power, if you're attacking a Digimon with 12,000 power or more, you go up to 16,000 power, and you have security attack +2. And here we're working on a really, really fun combo, because of course, you're going to be basically taking out 3 security cards with Bancho Stingmon, and you've already attacked with HerculesKabuterimon, and you then get to attack with HerculesKabuterimon again, and at this point we're getting to the whole one-turn win thing. If this works, and again, Bancho Stingmon's only really good if you're attacking a Digimon with 12,000 power or more, otherwise it's a bit lame, but this can work very, very nicely indeed. Frankly, there are a bunch of Insectoid Digimon that we can get a little bit excited about, so yeah. That seems pretty gosh darn good. And then we've got the second skill. And the second skill says that on your turn, for each Digimon with Insectoid in its type, in your Digivolution cards, you get an extra 1,000 power. So, now there are no level 2s, unfortunately. We've got to start at level 3s. But if you go from level 3, 4, 5, then all of a sudden you're not a 12,000 power Digimon. You're a 15,000 power Digimon. That is good. Incidentally, it is only Digimon with Insectoid in its type in your Digivolution cards, so it doesn't count HerculesKabuterimon. If the translation we've got is correct, and there's no reason to believe it's not, the first skill here will unsuspend whenever any of your Digimon with Insectoid in its type deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives. I.e., it doesn't say your other Digimon, it will work if this one does as well, which is kind of cool. So now we want to get an evolution line going, and we're honestly fine. Like, in terms of level 3, unfortunately, you've got to use Tentomon. I know that's a little bit sad, but we got both of them there. They are the only level 3s you've got. You've got to go along those lines. I am sorry. Level 4, I've already mentioned Roachmon as a nice option. We've got, obviously, that Kabuterimon that's got blocker. We've got the Kabuterimon from BT1 that gives you an extra 1,000 power for each suspended Digimon your opponent has. Or the Stingmon from BT3 that once per turn, when you delete an opponent's Digimon in battle and survive, you gain a memory. Bearing in mind, half the point of this deck is trying to delete Digimon in battle and survive. So that seems like a combo that could work honestly pretty gosh darn nicely here. So that is a Digimon that I have absolutely got my eye on. This is one that I think could be a huge advantage. I mean, there's other level 4s, but they're my favourites. And then in terms of level 5s, we've got HerculesScorpiamon, who is a 2-cost to Digivolve, or Mega Kabuterimon, which is a 2-cost to Digivolve, but if your opponent has 2 or more suspended Digimon when you attack, you gain a memory, which seems honestly pretty gosh darn good. Or the Okuwamon, that when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, you gain a memory. Yes, obviously that's a skill we can build up here and really start going a little bit silly. And let's not forget that more will be released in the future. At the moment, we got a bunch of Insectoid Digimon, and that's all lovely and fun and all of that good stuff. But we are going to get more in the future. So it's not like these are the only ones we're going to have. As time goes by, more of these will be released. And when more of these are released, this card gets better and better. It's what I love so much about these EX-01 cards that are helping out a particular trait or things along those lines, is that they're going to keep getting better as time goes by. As more Digimon that meet those requirements are released, the Digimon that take advantage of them are just going to get more and more fun, and I absolutely love it. So, I have mentioned a bunch of possible Digimon here. I've not gone through a complete list, I don't really want to, but I've mentioned a bunch where appropriate, and essentially what you should end up with here is a 15,000 power Digimon that can attack twice during your turn. plus all the other stuff you're getting from insectoids. But you're basically talking about a 15,000 power Digimon at least, which is attacking twice during your turn. And when you got 15,000 power, the only thing that deletes you when you attack the stack is a level 7. And some of them not even then. And then, of course, you got the whole you should be gaining memory from a couple of these Digimon, and you've got extra blockers and extra search, and just there's a lot of good stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a fan of this one. I'm giving it 4 Wassies. And maybe I'm overly enthusiastic. Maybe I like green Digimon too much. Maybe Insectoids aren't as good as I'm hoping they're going to be. But right now, this is a pretty good, exciting card. I'm giving it 4 Wassies, and you can't stop me. What you can do, however, is disagree with me and tell me why I'm wrong in the comment section, or agree with me and tell me why I'm right. Whatever you want to say, really. I want to hear from you. I'm a friendly dude. Let's be friends. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassie Plays.